potential fooler.
I'm Vitaly Beckman. I'm an illusionist. I was born in the Soviet Union. Everybody was admiring culture and art, and I always looked at magic as an art form. Magic is very old. They say that in the pyramids there are paintings of somebody's doing the cups and bowls. I used to paint as a kid. My act is about bringing art to life. Sometimes I'm being inspired from nature, like leaves falling off a tree, as simple as that. I think that not only that magic can be art, I think that art is magic.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vitaly Beckman.
Thank you. My name is Vitaly, and although that name sounds Italian, I was actually born in Soviet Union. And since I speak English, but talk Russian, I sound like Borat. And I look like Seinfeld. But hey, speaking of celebrities, Allison, would you help me out?
Oh,
Let's hear it for Allison Hannigan.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Allison.
Oh, my pleasure.
Allison, we haven't prearranged anything, right?
No.
Good, because I've got here a deck of playing cards. I'll ask you to hold on to the box for me. Thank you. And they're all different. And you know how a lot of times a magician would have you select a card, usually like so, right?
Yes.
We're going to try something different. I'll ask you to look at me, stand facing the audience this way. I'm going to hold the cards like this. Okay, now you're going to say stop anytime as I'm going to go through the cards one by one, okay? Now remember, they're all different, so I don't care which one you stop me at.
Stop.
Right here?
Yes.
Or do you want me to go a few more? It's up to you.
No.
Right here, yes? Okay, could you remember this card?
Yes.
You remember it?
Yes.
Okay, don't forget it because I'm going to lose it in the deck. So make sure you do not forget it. I'll take the box back. Okay, we're gonna place it in the box and I'll ask you to hold on to it like this, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, you know, since I was a kid, I was trying to guess people's playing cards before I even got into magic. And I've got a picture to show you when I was about 3, 4 years old with a playing card in my hand. Now, wouldn't it be amazing if that card would be the one you're thinking of now?
Yeah.
Right? Well, here's my family photo album and here is me as a kid. I was very small. In Russia, cards are very big. Allison.
Yeah.
Is that, you look disappointed. Is that the card?
No, but you're really cute.
I am, huh?
Yeah.
So it's not the, no, but you serious? It's not the card?
It's not.
You know, I wasn't into magic. I was very small. But when I was 8 years old, my parents, they bought me a magic set, and I did my first card trick. Is that the one?
Still no, but very cute.
So you like my cuteness, but it's not the card.
Right.
Okay, but you know what? I got better a few years later. I became bigger too. I started to travel. Here I am in Paris.
Oh.
Jack of clubs. Allison? No?
No.
I've got a lot more photographs here.
52?
Yeah, I traveled to 52 places.
Great. Get comfortable.
We have time, right? Allison, okay, for the first time, what card you're thinking of? Tell us.
8 of clubs.
8 of clubs?
Yes.
Okay, since I got better with the years, I'm gonna show you a recent photo. You see, on my way to the show, I stopped over in London and I took a picture for all of you here tonight. It's the last photo here of me in London with the 8 of clubs. There was a lot of traffic.
Right.
Do you see me, Allison?
No, I
You
don't.
don't, eh?
I don't.
And the card, you don't see 8 of clubs?
No.
No? Allison, let's have a look at it a little closer.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Listen one more time, listen one more time. you. Actually, you know what, Alison? Let me take this out for you. I want you to see this up close. So have a look, Alison. Is this a regular photograph?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. That is so cool.
Thank you very much. You can keep this as a souvenir.
Oh.
Big hand to Alison, everybody.
Charlie Beckman, everybody.
Thank you,
That
guys.
is so cute.
Thank you.
Wow. That is just so incredible. And you came up with that yourself?
Yes, I actually invent all of the illusions that I do in my shows, and this one I developed about 6-7 years ago. And I actually do a lot of different things with photographs. So that was just one. I make people disappear from their photograph, appear in another picture. In one show, I had people bring their home photographs to the show, and I removed them from their own photographs.
That could be very useful when you know, have a great photo of you and your friends and like an ex-boyfriend, and you're like, ugh, I wish you weren't in the photo. You could just magically disappear him.
I could.
Do you think you have a shot at fooling them?
Well, to be honest, I don't know.
All right, but let's check in with Penn and Teller and see if you did fool them.
Let's see it.
All right, boys.
Ah, Vitaly, it's so good. So good to see an act that has animation in it. Animation where things move and you see them, and then it's not an iPad. It's not a screen. There's something so magical. You know, 30 years ago, if you did a trick and had a flat screen where something moved, that'd be the most magical thing you could have seen. Now, in the 21st century, the most magical thing you can do is pull out a good old printed picture and show that to people as a miracle. I want to praise you on that.
Thank you.
I want to also, where'd you say you were from?
I was born in Russia.
And how much do you know about baseball?
Not much.
Well, you know that
I know they spit.
What's that? They spit. They spit, and they throw a
They're
ball
not
around.
going to spit on you. I'm
And you
pretty
also
sure.
might know that there's not just one out, there's not just two out, but there's multiple outs. Did you know that about baseball?
Right, I think you're trying to give me a code with multiple outs.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
It's not true.
No.
There's no multiple outs.
No.
Only one way it can go.
Yes.
And there's no limited. Could she have really picked any one of 52 cards?
Well, did you have a free choice?
Yes.
So I want to say, if we can't welcome you by saying baseball has multiple outs, we can welcome you to America by saying you fooled Penn and Teller.
Let's see if it can happen again when we come back. Welcome back to Fool Us. We've had one act fool Penn and Teller and earn a trip back to Las Vegas. Let's see if we've got another fooler in the house.
My name is Simon Coronel. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I am a magician slash illusionist slash engineer slash polymath. My childhood hero was MacGyver. MacGyver's superpower was using human ingenuity to do things that look impossible. I was 18, doing a degree in psychology and software engineering, and I saw a magician showing a card trick. I was mind blown. And, you know, the scientist and engineer in me, it was just like, I want to understand, I want to work this out. One time I was working on a trick, and I literally started like doing the algebra, and then it actually worked for the trick. The art of magic and illusion is the most fascinating thing I've ever studied in my life.
Please welcome Simon Coronel.
G'day. So I like to lean into the fact that this stuff is done through sleight of hand and misdirection and human ingenuity. To me, that's so much more of an amazing thing to share than the pretense of magical powers. Let me give you an example. We're going to create the illusion for you tonight of these poker chips traveling, apparently impossibly, from one hand, my right hand, over to my left hand, one at a time. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but if there was a way to do that without you seeing them go across, that would be something to write home about. So, here we go. One at a time from hand A to hand B. Okay, I should explain before we do this that it happens when you're not actually expecting it to. Now, the reason that's possible is because even if you're focusing really, really closely on the chips, you can't split your attention and look at what my wrists are doing, or what's happening down on my elbows or up at my face. You get distracted for just a second and miss the moment as it apparently goes across. Okay, third time's the charm. See, now that you've seen this twice, your pattern recognition is kicking in. You're exponentially harder to catch with it. So most of you will probably actually see it this time. Here we go, third chip. No pressure. I mean, I said you'd see it. I mean, I wasn't lying. Okay. All right, that sucks. I'm sorry. Let's try it again. See, it's true. If I had just done the same thing a third time, you would have caught it. I had to change the moment for it to work. Final chip for realsies this time. You see, yeah, it's a word. It's quite vernacular. The thing is, though, the problem is you guys are now basically the most attentive I think you might have been all day at this point. And there is no force on earth that is going to make you look away from that poker chip. So I have to do something different and more elaborate. Hide it. So even though you know where it is, you can't be 100% certain anymore. Change the position to try and confuse your motion tracking. Even bluff as to where it actually gets to. And make it completely disappear. Okay, no, really, make it completely disappear. But still travel back to the hand. That seemed okay. I was pretty happy about that. I felt good.
Look at Tiller's face.
He seems happy, I think.
That's
I'm
so
glad.
Cool. Yeah. So were you just lying to us the whole time?
I mean, everything I said was true, but a lot of it was misleading.
Oh.
Which is, again, I mean, one of the things, like, for me, I always want to be able to tell as much of the truth as you can. To me, it's frustrating that you have to lie about anything of it at all.
Right.
But you do have to, sadly, to create the illusion. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any.
So, was magic your first love?
Not at all. Like, it used to be one of the program video games. That was actually my career dream when I was in high school. And so all that math and science, it's amazing how applicable it is when you're designing and innovating with new illusions and trying to find ways to do it better.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Penn and Teller.
Cool.
Boys?
In comedy and in magic, I love it when you use the truth to get where you're going. I love hanging this on misdirection, hanging this on us looking at it, doing the whole thing right out there in the front. I love that you're doing it with chips instead of coins. There's something that the audience may not think about because they may not know as much as we know, but coins are all the same color. And chips are not. And that makes this much, much harder and much, much cooler. And I love the fact that it's right out there in our face. And I love your timing. And I love the fact that at certain times you're really telling the truth. We are familiar with Free Fly, and it is a version of that. No, that's not right. It's not a version of that. It's the best version of that. It's really wonderful.
And they said you were the best at Free Fly, but is that
we know what that is.
You know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
So does that mean that they know how you did?
Oh, yeah, they know.
Oh,
yeah, that's okay.
But so good.
But it was really good. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
It's awesome.
We'll be back in a minute, but I secretly think we could be quicker. Time us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Penn and Teller Fool Us. Let's find out a little about our next fooler.
Howdy, I'm Matt King. I'm a magician, comedian, Las Vegan, probably the king of Las Vegas, really. I have a magic show at Harrah's, Las Vegas, for the past 16 years. Way more than Penn and Teller have been at the Rio. I was on the show last year.
Guinea pig.
Last year I said, if you fool Teller, you fooled Penn and Teller.
You should not say all you have to do is fool Teller, because this juggler is going to bust your Kentucky butt right now.
So this year I thought, well, you know, what can I say to insult Teller? His sleight of hand is only matched by his sleight of stature. But that's just kind of a lame joke. I can't think of anything mean to say about Teller. He's so sweet and nice. So I'm going to have to think of some insult for Penn again.
Our next performer didn't fool Penn and Teller last season, but he did manage to tick them off. Please welcome the always likable Matt King.
Howdy! Howdy! Hey, I am Matt King. And I guess since I'm up here in my new suit, we ought to get this show on the road. I know this scares you. I'm not doing that tonight. I know it would fool you, but Allison, come on over. Come on over. Step right over here on this side. Thanks for coming.
Sure.
Come this way just a little bit. Yeah, right up next to the suit. You and I, Allison, and that piece of rope are going to do one of Houdini's most famous tricks. Yeah, this is called the Houdini Challenge Naked Rope Escape.
I just have to make a cup of cold.
No, this is good. The Houdini Challenge Naked Rope Escape. I want you to take off your clothes and tie me up. I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Maybe you should ask Teller.
Yeah, all right, Teller. No, we're going to use, if you put up with that, you get a big goblet of vodka. Hold that with one hand, if you would, Allison, just like that. That's perfect. If you hold it like that, everybody can see the water part really good. Don't drink that. So, Allison, when you were a little girl, did you ever go fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah? My grandpa used to take me fishing when I was a little girl. He said in order to catch fish, you have to have three things. You have to have the proper fishing pole. This is my grandpa's original fishing pole.
Aww.
I know. You have to have a place to put the fish once you catch them. That's what you're holding. I'm going to catch a fish, and I'm going to drop him right in that glass of water. The third thing that you have to catch fish is, of course, the proper bait. The Fig Newton. Yeah, you bust off about a third of a cookie. That's all it takes. Nice, long, squishy, skinny piece. You roll that squishy, skinny piece of squishy Fig Newton up on the hook. Just roll it and squish it on there. It'll stay. And with cookie as bait, you can fish anywhere you want. Right. You and I are fishing out here in midair. But we're not looking for just any fish. We're catching goldfish. There's a goldfish right in front of Teller's head. See if I can snag that out of the... Oh, I got him. Oh, yeah. He is a fighter. Hold that glass over here, Allison,
okay.
And check him out.
Oh. That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
That's a dang real fish.
Yeah, it is.
Allison, do you know the rule here on Foolish? The rule is whatever you catch.
Oh, please don't. Oh, God.
You gotta eat.
Oh.
No, he's still there. He's still there. He's just a little scared now.
Yeah.
That's why the water's kind of cloudy.
Me too.
Hold that one just like before. Perfect. Now, I can't show you how to catch fish out of the air. That's my grandpa's secret. But I can show you how to freak out your friends. You need a carrot and a carrot peeler. Okay. This is how I pretended to eat a goldfish. Here's what you do. You peel off a big strip of carrot so it looks just like a goldfish. Yeah. Then you got to use your teeth for this. Okay. Don't worry, we'll use mine.
Okay, good.
Actually, these used to be my grandpa's too.
Oh. He's a nice guy.
He was a nice guy. So you trim it up using your rodent-like teeth. So it's vaguely...
Aww.
Thank you. Vaguely goldfish shaped. Now, pretend like that glass of water is your friend's aquarium and that there are a whole bunch of goldfish swimming around inside. Here's what you do to freak out your friends. Hold the carrot sliver behind your fingers. Nobody knows that you have it. When you're ready, you reach down amongst your friend's fish and pull out the carrot like it's one of their goldfish. You go, "Ooh, I got your goldfish." Don't say, "Ooh, I got your carrot." No good. Keep it wiggling. Before they get a good look at it, you pop it in your mouth.
Okay.
And they think, oh, you like the fish.
Oh, God.
you very much for your help.
King, everybody. Oh. All right. You traumatized me last time you were on the show.
Well, how about this time?
This time as well.
That's my big goal.
Oh, you're
You
so...
should be traumatized out.
Yes.
Screw
Do
Penn and
pet
Teller
stores
fools.
even let you in
Do
at
pet
this
stores
point?
no, I have to wear a disguise to go into a pet store.
I would imagine.
Guinea pigs, fish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ate a guinea pig last time he was on the show, if anybody didn't see it. It was
That's all I do is eat
terrifying.
small animals.
Anyway, you're amazing.
Well, thank you very much.
And even seeing it as a carrot, it's still disturbing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
So-
if I can disturb one woman, that's a good show. Really.
Well, you've done your work. I love it.
No, keep touching it. Keep deliberating, boys. She's touching me.
I'm just looking for the guinea pig.
Oh, it's
You
a
know.
little lower.
All right. Well, let's go to the
They
guys.
look like they're done talking.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You know, you've been in Vegas almost as long as we have. Maybe a little longer. I think that I may have said this last time, but I think one thing Teller and I agree on is that you are the greatest comedy magician working in the world today. Full stop. So since we said that nice stuff about you, will you pretend we knew how the trick was done? No. You know, you threw this rope out. And you made that joke, which everybody thought was a joke, that you're relieved I didn't do the rope trick. And you know that every single time you do the rope trick, you fool Teller. He's never caught you once doing that. If you had done this...
I do know that, but it's not as interesting as spitting a fish out.
No.
And so I'm like, well, should I come out and try to fool them, or should I come out and try to delight them? And I was going with delight.
And you certainly did. It's the best version that's ever been done of aerial fishing. And we absolutely love you, Matt King, as a friend and as the greatest comedy magician, at least alive today, maybe who ever lived.
Wow, what a compliment. So you didn't fool them, but you definitely delighted us all. Thank you so much, Matt.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. We'll be back in a moment with more incredible tricks, free donuts, and a performance by Penn and Teller. 2 of those 3 things are true. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's find out if our next act has what it takes to fool Penn and Teller.
I was born and raised in California, grew up a block and a half from the beach. The beach has given me a place to let ideas connect. Creating new magic, it's a pretty intensive process. I did my first paid magic show when I was 11 years old. It was for a 5-year-old's birthday party, and I'm glad they booked it, because if they hadn't, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. As I started doing more mind-reading pieces, I realized if you have somebody think about somebody in their life who's important to them, and then can tell them what that person's name is, what that relationship is, now you're entering their life. I love seeing rational people who cannot rationalize what they just saw.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kevin Viner.
So, Penn, Teller, thank you so much for inviting me to perform in your wonderful theater. It's a pleasure to be here. And I brought a couple things for you. Penn, this will be important in a moment. This is a ball of paper. If you wouldn't mind holding on to this, please.
I will.
Thank you so much.
I wouldn't mind at all.
And Teller, can I ask you to stand for a moment? I'd like you to sit on this briefcase, if that's okay. Well, I modified it a little bit for his comfort. So, yes, I figure if I'm going to try to fool you on your own stage, I should at least be polite. So, Teller, thank you so much. If you would have a seat. Perfect. So in a moment, one of you will find yourself on this stage with me. we need to do a little process of elimination. If I could ask everybody in the audience to please stand. Okay, so we have a full house tonight, too many choices. Let's eliminate a few of you. So only stay standing if you're somebody who knows your exact birthday. That should be most of you. But there's something that most of you might not know, and that's the exact time that you were born. So if you know the exact time to the minute that you were born, stay standing. Everyone else, please have a seat. So we eliminated about 80% of the audience right now. Now, Penn, Teller, there's an interesting cross-section of people remaining, right? Because as you may know, there are two types of people who typically know the exact time they were born. Those are people with amazing numerical recall. We tend to think of them as having higher than average intelligence. And then people who need that time to complete their astrological charts, in which case we think of them as having below average intelligence. So, Penn, I'll let you decide who's who, but if you'd stand for me, please, Penn, make eye contact with somebody in the audience. Please get that paper ball into their hands. We will use whoever you select. Miss, would you please join me on stage? Give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much. What is your name?
Gianni.
Gianni, I'm Kevin. It's a pleasure to meet you. So, Gianni, you caught the paper ball. You didn't know that would be coming to you, right?
I did not.
If your birth date is printed inside this paper ball, did that blow you away?
Absolutely.
Okay, now I need you to be honest with me. Do you see it there?
I do.
Okay, I'd hope so. That's a calendar. That's a calendar. Every date. Gianni, you knew the time you were born.
I do.
And you know that to the minute.
I do, yes.
What's the hour, first of all? Just the hour, Gianni.
The 1 o'clock hour. 1 p.m.
1 o'clock. Gianni, you were born at 1 what?
35.
1:35. Gianni, was this AM or PM?
PM.
1:35 PM. Gianni, you came into this world.
Yes, I did.
Would you hold on to that for a moment?
Yes.
There's about a 1 in 1,500 chance of throwing out a random time, 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, and getting that time exactly right. Teller, you've been sitting on that briefcase the entire time. Would you please bring it to me on stage? Give Teller a big round of applause. Teller, thank you very much. Yes? If we open the briefcase, can you describe to everybody what it is that you see inside?
A navy bag.
A navy bag with a drawstring there, right?
Yes. Sorry.
Gianni, I brought you a gift, a souvenir. There's a saying you may have heard, even a stopped clock is right twice a day. I sure hope this is one of those times. Reach inside, take out what's in there. Yeah, grab that. Pull it all the way out.
Okay. My goodness.
This is a clock set to exactly 1:35 p.m. Gianni, thank you. Another round of applause for Gianni.
Thank you.
Penn, Teller, a souvenir for you. You may want to put some batteries in it if you'd like to use it. Thank you both so much.
Kevin Weiner, everyone. That is fantastic. Wow. And you're letting them inspect it.
Of course.
Oh. So you're a mentalist. Do I have to ask you questions, or do you know what I'm thinking?
Depends. I mean, I'm pretty good at reading people. It helps with women.
Yeah?
Say that.
Yes. Does that mean you just are like the perfect guy because you always
put it
like,
this way.
oh, honey, I see you need a foot rub, and you're there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of guy, I can pick out the dresses she wants before she knows she's going to like them.
Ladies, come on.
I'm taken, but there are more like me.
That's fantastic. All right, so do you get like weird requests from audience members? Or?
I do. When you do this line of work, you have people who ask, you know, can you contact people? And no, not at all. No one can do that. So I try and veer away from
Well, this time we can contact people. We're going to contact Penn and Teller.
Please.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.
Oh, you certainly know how to suck up to us. Doing an astrology is stupid joke right at the top. You've got us in your pocket.
Good.
We love that right away. I love how much of this is clean. I just love that you had us select somebody. Absolutely clean selection. Couldn't possibly be a plant. We also love the fact that we end up with a cheap clock with no battery in it, completely clean. You can look at this till the cows come home and you can't find anything.
Yes.
So you are completely clean on the plant. You are completely clean on the clock. It's a wonderful way to do it. You also found a way to do a real miracle, which is you made Teller taller than me for a short period of time.
Yes, I did.
But all of that being said, in this case, we have a remote idea how you did it.
Okay. I will say that you got it.
So you get that? Oh.
I get that. I get that.
All right,
they
but
got it.
I'm not going to get it, but he got it. So thanks, Kevin. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Penn and Teller get to clock out as judges and clock in as entertainers when they perform when we come back. Don't miss it. You know you love them. I know I love them. They know I love them. So while I'm here with my good friend Teller, here's Penn.
Goodness gracious. Oh, man, you know, juggling fire always gets a nice round of applause. Some people think it's beautiful, you know, watch the torches move through the air and the sound. Some think it's difficult, somehow more difficult to juggle items that are ablaze. And still others think it is dangerous. Whatever you're thinking, you're all hoping the same thing. You're all hoping that I'm going to have an accident. A really bad one. And I am. I'm going to have the worst accident possible when juggling torches. I'm going to catch one of the torches on the wrong end. That is to say, the end that is on fire. The worst accident possible when juggling torches. It's about to happen right now. Oh no, fire, fire, run, run, fire. Save yourselves, fire, fire. Oh no, fire, fire, fire! The worst accident possible when juggling torches. I slightly soiled my right hand with carbon. I also showed my uncompromising commitment to the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America by being willing to yell, "Fire!" in a crowded theater. Congress shall make no law. Now, since Penn and Teller are kind of into that debunking thing, I thought I would explain to you how I was able to have the worst accident possible when juggling torches and come out virtually unscathed. What I did was, when I caught the torch on the wrong end, I let go of it. Almost right away. Now, I can't brag on myself too much for this. It's a trait that I may share with many of you. Even a cursory look at strict Darwinism would tell you that we needn't wait to a savanna somewhere in northern Africa 150,000 years ago for this particular trait to be selected for. When you're dealing with carbon-based life forms, this is to say organic life, even at your earliest multicellular level, those organisms that grab onto fire and don't let go just aren't going to jump into the gene pool with the same gusto of our real ancestors. That kind of covers the dangerous part of it. Now, as far as the difficult part, these torches were designed to be juggled. They were not designed to harass Frankenstein's monster. But before Teller and I had all the money necessary to bribe all the officials necessary to be able to use open, unsupervised flame in a theater with, in my opinion, too few exits, we used to play places that had a bar right there in the room with us. And I would just grab 3 bottles off the speed rack and do a routine with those. And these bottles were not designed to be juggled. These bottles were designed to hold liquor in an attractive manner, unlike some of you. I want you to contrast the way these bottles move through the air with the way the torches moved. I don't know if you can tell this, but they move much faster, and it's a less even turn. And although each of the bottles moves differently from the torches, they also move very differently from one another because they're different brands, even though we've taken the labels off them here for legal reasons. But even though it's much more difficult to juggle the bottles and the torches, it gets no reaction whatsoever. That's because it's essentially intellectual and not visceral. But that covers difficult, and this is beautiful. Look at that, huh? Just fractal minus 0, no limit. See that little thing sticking up there? See it? See it, Allison? Satan's little howdy do. Is that talking to you?
No.
It's talking to me. Yeah. Now, they all break very different. Of course, there's no way to predict how they're going to break. It's a nonlinear. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I'm not that different from you. When I'm holding a broken bottle in my hand, I have the same thought in my head that you'd have, and that is, man, I wish Clay Aiken were here. Now, these square ones, I don't like to use these square ones because they break so erratically, but I'm just give it a try. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Now, you all know, there's no secret to this. I'm going to juggle these. That's the punchline. But I do want to say ahead of time that I do sometimes, get injured during this. But it's only a slight cut. It's not like, Roy getting his head bit off by a tiger. It's not, you're not going to be like on CNN talking about it. But it's a cut that will. And I also want to say, we do have a lot of children that watch this show. And I got to say, and the children, I don't think you're stupid. I know you know this, but I got to say this because parents watching with you want me to say it. And that's to say, the stuff we do in this show is very dangerous. You shouldn't try any of it. I don't even know what I mean by that. I guess I mean, kids, when you're at the bar, don't grab 3 bottles, smash them, and try to juggle them. Not unless there's a lot of money riding on it, or it's a double dog dare, which you must not turn down ever, unless you're a chicken. Also, you might notice that because we're a television show, there's no obscenity in the show at all. And I just want to say from experience that if I'm injured, that whole no obscenity thing, right out the window. As a matter of fact, if I'm cut even slightly tonight, I'm going to take you all on a scatological, sexual, white-knuckle ride through the Old Testament. I'll be covering the violent, non-consensual sex acts of Deuteronomy 14 through 27 and detailing those acts in the graphic street language of the late but still great Tupac Shakur. So that's all. I'm going to step behind here. See, this protects, little piece of glass will still fly off as I'm doing this, and this stops them from bouncing off and, running out and hitting a cameraman, but they do bounce off and come straight in my face for your entertainment pleasure. Now, what you're watching here is a physical improvisation. I've obviously never juggled these exact bottles before, so I have to get a feel for. I'm learning the trick right in front of you is what I'm doing. And here we go, getting a sense of each of these so I can juggle them. And I want to get a, whoa, oh man. Well, I want to talk to you about what kind of actor I am, Allison, because every night I take the 3rd bottle, throw it in the air, and I go like, whoa, and try to pretend it's a hard bottle, bring a little bit of drama into a, predictable piece. But tonight it really is a hard bottle. But you'll be able to tell this is a hard bottle by the fact this is probably a little briefer than you think it should be. Man. Yeah, this could be the night that you could hear a lot of swearing coming up real soon. That's it. Beautiful, difficult, and dangerous.
All right, thanks for watching. Join us again next week here in Las Vegas with a new batch of magicians and a